Traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. And I feel a little awkward this morning. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I feel pretty awkward doing analysis right now at this time of the day. It's I was getting really used to sleeping in. I'm not joking. I mean, whenever I go on vacation, I get really. It takes me a few days, but man, once I get in the swing of things, especially being in Hawaii, I was a very very sleepy beach community in Kauai. I just man, it was tough getting up this morning, no doubt about it. Okay, all right, so let's talk about the markets and we were talking about the euro, and I want to for you guys all to know, and I know I mentioned this already, but I'm already short the euro. I sold some euro dollar, and I'm short at like 111.33, and I've been short the last couple of days. I think that this is a good area to be on the short side. It's a 50% retracement if you guys haven't seen it. It's a 50% retracement of the Brexit move that's been capping us thus far, and this lower trend line this lower trend line that we breached. All we're doing is we're back testing it. So as I explained to you guys earlier, and I'll leave it at this daily chart right here. This is that false breakout ahead of the Brexit led to the breakdown. False breakouts usually lead to breakdowns or reversals, and that's what we got. And all we're doing right now is we're just back testing this trend line. So that means that we can actually make it all the way up to 112, and it's not really going to. I'm not going to think twice about it. If we come all the way back to 112, but 112 is possible, and so. Gary says, so funny, I'm short euro from 111.32.20. Yeah, I'm short at 111.33.7. So just not too far off. And that I've been short since yesterday, and I'm staying short. I don't have any problem being short while we're below 112. So resistance today is 112. Okay. Now support. Where is support? So, that's the question. Obviously, we got to ask for today. I mean, I could say, well, support's all the way down here at, support's down here at like 109 or whatever. But really, we'll get to support before then. I mean, I think that, this is probably more realistic right here around 111. Okay. And so that's, damn it. All right, fine. You know what? This pisses me off trying to draw this crap sometimes. And I'm out of practice too. All right, there we go. All right, so 111 support right there. Okay. Now we break through 111. If we breach it, that's going to be obviously a pretty bearish event for the euro. Then I think the euro's, going to start making its way back towards 110. I'm not sure at this point in time. I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, even though I'm short the euro, I'm not sure that the euro. Excuse me. It was tough getting up at 3 o'clock this morning after sleeping in. I was getting up at like 7. I mean, that for me, that's really sleeping in. But anyway, I don't know if I'm expecting a move below 109 just yet. I think we have to see some, really divergent, strong U.S. data to put us down, down below 109. Maybe like a strong non-farm payroll this Friday, something like that, to actually get us down to possibly break below 109. But I think that 110 is possible. Okay, but 111 is like our first. That's the first things first. 111. Is going to be support, okay? And right now, it is a bearish bias. Now, because we broke below this lower trend line and because we're holding below 112, as long as we stay below 112, I think it's bearish. We get back above 112, and then I think that's going to neutralize the euro, okay, near term. Yeah, man, equities are coming back under pressure. Woo, damn. All right. So anyway, that's the euro dollar. Let's go over to the cable. I still I still am just floored that this happened. And I mean, I know I told you guys that, before I left, hey guys, when I leave, usually the crap hits the fan when I leave. Everybody was well aware of it. I gave you plenty of advance warning, weeks and weeks and weeks of advance warning. I really didn't think the UK people were going to go through with it, but they did, and I mean, the pound just got absolutely clobbered. Now, there's a couple of things that I think you should see on the pound, and this is highlighted in Forex Analytics. If you guys, here, I'll damn it, let me pull this up. I'll show you guys the chart that Forex Analytics posted here, and I think it's an important one. Okay. Here, this is Forex Analytics here. Once you're logged in, you can go to we call it the traffic light page. But if you go over to the cable and you go over to basic technical analysis, look at the weekly chart here. The thing about the weekly chart is notice that we're below that previous support, okay, down at 135. And that is really important, that you see that we're trading below that support, and we're getting a foothold below there. Because I mean, if you look at historically, let me get rid of this 200 period moving average. There's we're at prices that we haven't seen in, I have people tell me it's like 30 some odd years. Look, I'm looking at the cable, and I think that 124, 125 is doable. It really is. And you have to think about that. I mean, the longer we stay below 135, and we hold below 135, the more bearish it is. Because I know what the immediate response from a trader is. Oh, dude, this is cheap. It's not getting much cheaper than this. We got to start buying these dips. Look, I think the Brexit is bringing a lot of opportunities. I think it's actually going to be, I think the pound is going to be a wonderful, wonderful long. Okay, I really do. I think the pound is going to be a great long trade. Not now. Down here at 125, I think it's going to be a great, great opportunity to be on the long side. Right now, no thank you, no thank you. All right, and so you look at the cable right now. I mean, we're approaching trend lows, and whatever those trend lows are right here, 131.19. I mean, we're almost there. I mean, so I'm going to write down 131.20, and then below that, I mean, we got to go 130, right? So 130, 131.20, right? I mean, because then you have to automatically target the round numbers, right? And 130 would be the next round number, right? So that looks doable. It looks very doable, and this looks like it can get breached. And if I'm right about the euro, and I think the euro is heading down to 110, that puts the cable at 130 or lower. Because I don't think the euro is going to drop and not take the cable down with it. Okay? Okay. So what's resistance today? Well, resistance is, at this point in time, if you're long, if you're on the long side of the pound, you're probably thinking, oh, Jesus, if we can just get a move back to 132, I'd be happy, right? Anybody who's long is probably going, okay, any move back to 132 and I'm going to get the hell out. So, and this is bearish. Okay. All right, let's go over to the Swissy. Now, I picked up some Swissy yesterday. I don't know how comfortable I am picking up the Swissy just yet, but but here, a lot of this stuff is still drawn from when I was here a couple of weeks ago. So, and I wrote down that in the event of a Brexit, I'd be more interested in buying the Swiss down here. What I'm surprised at is that there wasn't more Swiss demand following the Brexit. Maybe that was a good indication. That was a good indication. It told us that really told us that the Brexit wasn't going to be too bad of a risk-off move. That we didn't. That the Swiss franc didn't gain a lot of strength. You know what I mean? Maybe that was a good indication that that wasn't going to happen, that we weren't going to see what Paul was saying earlier with like Nouriel Rubini or whatever, you know, thinking that we're going to go to 1900. Well, you know, if the Swiss franc was extremely strong, then maybe it would have been, but it wasn't. The Swiss franc actually, you know, sold off. The dollar Swiss rallied. This is a 50% retracement. That's a breakout point. So 96.75 is going to be really good support, right? Resistance now. This is a 4 hour, so let's go over to an hourly. I'm tired. You guys, I'm gonna apologize to you in advance about my yawning today. I'm gonna do a lot of yawning, and I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with it. I'm getting accustomed to waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is not going to be easy. It's going to take me all week to do this. So just, if I yawn, I'm not doing it because you guys are boring me. It's because my body says, why are you doing this to me again? All right. So any rally up here, that should be pretty good resistance at 97.60. I don't know if it's going to be great resistance, but I'll write it down at 97.60. I still think we're in a range here. All right. Let's take a look at the that was a Swissy. Let's go to the yen. So yesterday, just so you guys know, I sold some dollar yen yesterday and I already bought it back. So I shorted it at like 102.50 and I already bought it back. So I'm already out. All right. I figured that the risk on move that we've seen for the last week, I thought that was going to abate when I came back. I was like, man, you know, the stock market bouncing back like it did, and if you're looking at Forex analytics too, that the analysis here, you know, this is the basic technical analysis here. Dollar yen fell aggressively following the Brexit vote, breached the 100 level. The recovery has been a 103.50 approximately. However, as we remain below the 103.75 level, the pair remains bearish. I mean, that's pretty basic technical analysis there. You know, with the dollar yen, and you can see the line here. I have it basically drawn same place here. This is 103.50 is what I come up with. But you know, as long as we stay below 103.50, the dollar yen is bearish. All right, and let's get rid of that. I was looking for lower prices here, and the question is, with the dollar yen, now that we're below that 105.50, is where is the BOJ gonna start? You know, where's the BOJ gonna start becoming active? And my assumption is somewhere below 100. You can see that we dipped below 100 following the Brexit vote. We popped up pretty quickly after that. So for today, okay, so you have to imagine that, you know, we've sold off already in, you know, in equities. Equities have sold off a little bit, and you know, we'll probably end up bouncing a little bit. You know, people are going to see that stocks are a good value this morning. So, you know, so if it bounces back, the dollar yen will probably bounce back a little bit too. 102.35 or so. Right back to here, 102.40. That should be good resistance today, 102.40. Okay. Let me see something else. I'm going to write down 102.40. This move, we just hit 161% extension. So those lows today should hold for now. So that low came in at 101.65, basically. 101.65. If I was to short the dollar yen again, I would sell the 102.40 level. It's bearish. So in other words, what I would do, if given the opportunity, is look for a move back up here and then short the dollar yen. And so that's what I'm going to be waiting for. And I don't know if we're going to get it. I mean, we may just breach these lows and push down towards 100. That's entirely possible. But I don't think I'd be a seller here. I just closed my short, like I said this morning. I'd rather sell it up here now. And you may not get it. Okay. Uh-oh. There's a new. Hold on. Since we're going over to the Aussie, Forex Analytics had Aussie bearish patterns target 70 cents. Uh-oh. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Head, shoulder, shoulder, AB equals CD. Interesting. Oh, we're going over to the Aussie anyway, so we're going to be going over there in a few minutes. But we got the dollar yen. Okay. Let's go over to the dollar Canadian. All right. I did buy some dollar Canadian. My cost average in the dollar Canadian is 128.89. I bought that yesterday. Obviously, my cost average isn't that great, but this dollar Canadian, take a look at this triangle pattern. This, and by the way, do you guys remember? Do I have typo on the Swiss? Hold on, where's my typo? Oops. Okay, hold on. 96.70. Let me make sure I got that right. 96. What was the resistance there, Kevin? Oh, 97.60. 97.60. Thanks. 760. Got it. Okay. 97.60. Thank you very much. All right. So going back over to the Canadian. So, okay. Now, this was drawn before I left, just so you know. I had that drawn since we were here, right? Not that. I had that. And do you know, we have actually we pushed outside of this following the Brexit vote, but we're still really contained by this triangle. Isn't that interesting? You know what makes it really interesting? The dollar Canadian is going to break out soon. We're getting really close to a breakout here, and it might actually be, you know, non-farm payroll and the Canadian jobs report this week that does it. That could be it. Obviously, we have this triangle pattern, very, very tight. We'll probably adjust it a little bit, but hold on. There you go. That's for Ben, because this is probably what you need to do. Reboot the webinar. Okay? All right. He can't even hear me, so I don't even know what we're talking about. What? He's like, huh? All right, anyway. All right, so here's the dollar Canadian. So we're getting a nice bounce. Now, why did we bounce from here? That was a 618, right? If I'm not mistaken. So that means 128.30, big support. Resistance now, I would say, is probably 130 again. So 128.30. Support, resistance, 130. That's going to be pretty significant if we can get up there. And we are in a range. Okay, let's do the Kiwi really quick. Here is the Kiwi. Now I'm short the Kiwi. My cost average right now is 71.94. So it's not, I'm not up like any huge amount, but the thing about the Kiwi and the Aussie is they've bounced back pretty damn good. What I probably need to do here with the Kiwi is I need to delete everything. Okay, and we need to take a kind of a go back to scratch. You know, take a look here. All right, so first and foremost with the Kiwi, this is a weekly chart, by the way. I guess this is significant, wouldn't you say? This is I would call this like the sell zone. All through here. Okay, this is all the sell zone. Anywhere here in this yellow. So we could do this. That's the sell zone, in my opinion, on a weekly basis. Okay. Now, let's go out to the daily. Let's do this. Oops, that's not the daily, that's the daily. I'm just trying to make everything fit here, guys. Remember this number down here, that's not necessarily the numbers that everybody else has either. You know what I mean? Since that's stuck, this may be more of what we're doing right now. Okay, and like I said, I'm short some Kiwi up here, but just kind of roughly think about that. All right, so here's the 4 hour. %78 retracement. So obviously resistance now is 72.43. So I'll write down 72.40. Support now is I would assume that support is going to be really strong on a move back down to 71.40. Right? And this is in a range. Okay. When I come back, we will continue on with the analysis. So thanks everybody for being here. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a few short minutes. Happy Tuesday to you. Back in a few. All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You were listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. Let's see here. We're going into the Aussie dollar, and as we saw, oh man, the pound, by the way, new lows We're gunning for 130 here in the cable. There's the pound, just extremely bearish at the moment. Crazy, huh? All right, let's go take a look at where am I at? What was I going to do? I'm looking at the Aussie. All right, so the Aussie, and you know, this I haven't looked at this via these charts obviously for a while. So let's go drawing, remove all lines for current symbol. So I want to go back here and see what the hey they were looking at. Okay, this is Forex Analytics. ABCD. Oh, possible head and shoulder pattern here. So, okay. So let me see. This would be the shoulder. This would be the shoulder here. You know what? This one was this move right here. Nice being able to rely on somebody else's analysis for once. Okay, there we go. All right, so there we go. And then, you know, possible right shoulder here. Following the Brexit move. Wasn't as in between fibs. But obviously the Aussie's having a really tough time right here. So let's go over to the hourly. This should be pretty good support where we're at, but hold on really quick. Let me check out something. Ooh. This will be pretty good support where we're at. Standby. Low to high. 38%. So if you're buying the Aussie, you got to draw the line right here at 74.60. If that goes, then you know you're probably breaking down. So 74.60. Key resistance right now is going to be 75.50. Okay. If you're bearish, I have no Aussie exposure, by the way. This is a range for right now. Yeah, I think this 38% retracing needs a hold, because if it doesn't, then we're probably coming right back down towards these the 73-cent level, right through here. That has to hold. Okay, let's go over to the dollar index. Where's dollar index? Let's go to Dixie. Okay, so here's the dollar index. Now, the dollar index Okay, this is following the Brexit. You can see right here, you can see this trend line. The trend line was taken out, right? Right. What was more important about that trend line being taken out is we broke it following the Brexit. We came back, retested it. So now we've got like this flaggy type of pattern. This breakout point is holding. That is at 95.30. That is support today. Okay. Resistance is all the way up here at 96, but that's not gonna be resistance for today. Oop. Hold on. Resistance for today is going to be right here. And, okay. So that comes in at 95.90. 95.90 to 96 by the time we get there, because this is going to come down. That's going to be good resistance for today. 95.90. We are in a range with the dollar index thus far. Okay, let's go over to the peso. So the peso, now, if you recall, before I left, I said if there's a Brexit, the US dollar Mexican peso is going to go above 20. I drew this before I left. We didn't make it up there. Matter of fact, stopped right at resistance, which I find very interesting because longer term, oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. Longer term, you guys know, like I think the best trade in the FX market the second half of this year is shorting the dollar yen or dollar peso. But my question is, how far are we going to get? Are we going to get up towards resistance again? Are we actually going to breach it? Okay. I'd like to short the US dollar Mexican peso. I'm a little scared that if stocks continue to come down, if stocks come down, then we're going to, challenge the 1950, if not go a little higher. Okay. Wow, the pound's breaking into new lows. Holy cow. Pound's just getting crushed. Thinking about taking some of my profits here on the Canadian, the Kiwi, Swissy. Thinking about it. I haven't done anything yet, but anyway, you know what I think I'm gonna do? God, crude oil. I'm gonna take my profits here in the Norwegian Krona. I'm up a pretty good amount here in the US dollar Norwegian Krona. I'm gonna take that off the table. I'm out. Okay. All right. I just took some profits in the Norwegian Krona. I'll keep my Canadian and my Kiwi, my Euro short for now. Okay, back to what I was talking about. Okay, what were we talking about? Peso. So the question is, what do we do with this peso here, this volatility that we've got? Market's a little risk averse. We're not really getting much of a push. $18.80 is probably going to offer some pretty good resistance for today. Support will be back down here at 18.10. I don't know if I'd want to do anything with it right at this moment in time. That should be decent resistance today. 18.10. Whoops. 18.10. I'm not even interested in buying it until we get down there. 18.80 is resistance. I'm going to put it in a range, and the reason why I'm going to do that is because of the rejection up here following the Brexit vote. I'm just going to keep it in a range for now. All right. US dollar, Norwegian Krona. I just exited that. I took a nice little profit from the US dollar, Norwegian Krona. Picked it up yesterday. Probably should have stuck around a little bit longer now that I'm looking at the chart. Get rid of this. I drew that before the Brexit. That's interesting because we actually did that. We went bam bam. Resistance should be 839, 840. 840. Support is at 827, 828. Okay. 828. Resistance is 840. We're in a range. Let's go over to the Swedish Krona. Man, crude looks bearish. All right, here's the Swedish Krona. Very similar look. And look at this. I haven't really taken a good look at the Swedish Krona. Pre-Brexit, post-Brexit. Wow. Wow. Okay, so man, that's a pure long setup, isn't it? 50% retracement. It's big support here at 841. It's really key support. Resistance. All right, 853, somewhere up here. Should be really good resistance because notice how we're making lower highs. You know, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. That comes at 850, 250. If we break that, then this thing's gonna turn pretty bullish. It's a range right now, but that thing turns bullish soon. Actually, you know what? I think it looks bullish right now. Let me take that back. Okay. All right, guys, your bias chart's done. There you go. Your bias chart is done.